I've got a piece of 50 cent over here. It's more like 25 cent because it's not finished yet. Good, thanks to you, brother. Good to be here. It's actually quite funny. So before I started shaving my head, I had like a little bit of a longer hair, and I've got blue eyes. And my friends was making a joke the one day and said I looked like Ellen DeGenerous, and then it just clicked in my head like JeddDeGenerous, and I was like, it's got a ring to it. And ever since I chose that name, it's just been doing me well. My old name, which I pretty much was just a straight up beatboxer, not a rapper, an artist sort of thing, and my name used to be Jedi Beatbox. So yeah, I just think JeddDeGenerous. And also I think with the DeGenerous part, I feel that also kind of pushes what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be generous. I'm trying to like give back to the world, give back to the people. Like that's just what I want to do. Yeah. Whoa, that's a crazy question, dog. So yeah, it was quite crazy. My mom and dad weren't together. They kind of split when I was quite young. And then yeah, throughout my whole kind of primary school career, pre-primary, high school career, my mom was a drug addict, alcoholic, like extremely bad, like nearly died many times. And yeah, but by the grace of God, she's 7 years clean and sober today. And that's part of the reason why like I'm so passionate, is because I see her working so hard, and she's such a motivation for me, because she went from the weakest person that I knew to the strongest person that I know. And I just want to kind of show people, like, it doesn't matter about your background, it doesn't matter what you went through, the things you did, like, you can come out on top either way. It's just all about your dedication, your discipline, and how badly you want it. And I want to put my mom in a big house one day. And yeah, that's kind of my motivation. Is part of my motivation is my mom, for sure. People forget we're just human. Like there's so many things that people just can't control in the moment, and people unfortunately do fall into addiction. They do fall into things that just throw them off onto the wrong path. And especially with this upcoming generation, like, and even the generation that has been, there's so much expectation to what you must strive for. But especially with like social media and stuff, you see these images of all these people doing so well, but meanwhile they're also dealing with their own demons, and they also got their own problems. So we're all human at the end of the day, so we all got a chance. We all got a chance to make something of ourselves. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say I had a tough childhood. I believe everything happens to you for a reason. I believe that whatever path you're on, whatever path God has put you on, is meant to be. So I'm just going with the flow kind of thing. And I know that every step that I take is just a step closer to what I'm trying to do. So yeah, there ain't nothing stopping me, bro. So my dad is very into music. He loved the rock and roll scene, all of that kind of stuff. And I think it was by the age I was of like 6 years old, I could like sing Shakira's album in Spanish. Like it was then that I knew, like, okay, well, this is what I enjoy to do. Not really Shakira, like, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I just always kind of had music in the back of my mind. Whenever I wanted to relax and get away from the world, I used to throw some headphones on and listen to music. I used to stand in front of the mirror and mimic the artist that I was listening to, and it just kind of grabbed a hold of me, and I thought, well, this is kind of what I want to do. And there's another beatboxer, his name is Morgan. Shout out to Morgan Beatbox. He's kind of got me into beatboxing because I hired him for an Entrepreneur's Day. And yeah, I just fell in love with beatboxing from that moment. And I got a little beatboxing song on my phone, and then I just mimicked that. And then throughout just practicing, and like, the thing about beatboxing, I say everyone can beatbox. You just need to learn how to use your mouth and put in the work. I think beatboxing was so cool because I could do it anywhere I wanted to, whenever I wanted to, and it truly took me into like my own kind of world. So it kind of started with the beatboxing, and then Eventually it got to a point where I incorporated my beatboxing with a loop station, and I auditioned for The Voice South Africa, and I made it through, and it was quite a surprise to me. I'd never accomplished something that massive, and I made it top 95. Funny enough, I actually met my fiance there, which is quite crazy. So just because I didn't make it past top 95, I didn't walk away with nothing, if you know what I mean. After that, I kind of started branching into the rap scene and just kind of tested the waters and went to a studio and recorded a song and saw how it did when I posted it. And I just got good response and positive feedback. So it kind of just also grabbed me, and I've just been doing it ever since. And I feel that just as beatboxing took me into my own world, so does writing lyrics and making music. And I can sit in the studio from 5 o'clock in the morning till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the evening. I mean, it's just my escape, and I love it, and I'm grateful for music. And I think I've seen so many artists around the world that I personally listen to that has changed my perspective, changed my life, and motivated me, and I want to do the same. And I think one of those people is Mac Miller. Rest in peace. He was my absolute favorite artist. But I just want to do the same thing. I want to motivate people. I want to just make a change with the rapping and the beatboxing and whatever comes else. Just anything to do with music, I'm in it. Mac Miller, Eminem, J. Cole, Kendrick, 50 Cent. There we go. I've got a piece of 50 Cent over here. It's more like 25 cent because it's not finished yet. Skateboarding has been a part of my life for a long time. I always said when I was a kid I wouldn't give up skateboarding, and I still try my best to get on the board every opportunity that I get. I like fitness as well. I go through spells where I go into deep dive into fitness, and then I take a break and then put on a bit of weight, and then I go straight back into it. I think it's very important, fitness. I mean, I've noticed when I get into the gym and I start focusing on that sort of thing, and even changing your diet and things like that, your whole mindset changes, and when you feel good, you do good. So I strongly believe in fitness as a big part of growth. If you want to achieve your goals, you need to have a healthy mind, and I think that's a big part of it. But skateboarding, fitness, God. I'm passionate about God, for sure. I wouldn't be here without God. My mom wouldn't be here without God. And I think, it's just a lot of, whenever I feel lost and I call out to God, things happen. And it's always at the right times. Even if in some places I'm struggling, if I ask for guidance, if I ask for nourishment from God, He always provides. Always provides. So God first, and everything else will follow, for sure. Favorite local artist? Yes, definitely. There's a rapper named Mvula Dre. He's also up and coming, but my goodness, he's underrated. He's got such an incredible voice, incredible lyrics. He's just got what it takes, and he just needs to be seen, in my opinion. Other favorite artists, my fiance, Shayla DeSantos, Questa, Casper Nyovest. There's quite a few. When people ask me what's your favorite songs, who's your favorite artist, I hit a complete blank because there's just so many. Everyone has their own crazy styles, crazy things. So yeah. I think keep the words out of your mouth that says I can't do it, because you can. It doesn't matter what your situation is, what your background is. If you really want something, you can make it happen. There's a lot of things that I have in my life at the moment that I couldn't afford, that I couldn't use like in the past. And as I say, I look back at those moments where I was literally breaking down, thinking, how am I going to do this? I don't have the things that I need to do what I want to do. And now I sit here today and I have the things that I wanted. and it was all just pushing through that mental block. And I understand that mental health is a big struggle at this moment, but I do believe that there's ways to sort of improve it in certain ways. And one of those things is exercise and gym and that sort of thing. And another thing is God. And yeah, those are the two things that have kept me sane and just keeping the negative words out of my mouth. Yeah, so I think to sum it up, keep the negative words out of your head, out of your mouth, and believe that you can do anything, and you will, for sure. What is my dream? I think I briefly touched on it earlier, but my dream is to make a change. I mean, I think I have this vision in my head where I'm standing on a stage in front of thousands of people, and I can even see myself getting emotional because I can almost feel that moment come to life in this moment that I am right now. So I think to make a change, to visibly see the change, and yeah, just when people come up to me and they say, you really inspired me to do this or do this, or it's just, that's what keeps me going. Like, yeah, I don't really care about the money and all of that kind of stuff. All I want to do is just, like, if I could do music for the rest of my life and just make a change with at least one person every single day, that's that. I'm happy. I can go peacefully. Yeah. I'm gonna give 3. So my number 1 is One Day is One Day. It's a track that I released. I think it was like my 2nd track that I released, if I'm not mistaken. No, it wasn't. It was, I think, my 5th track that I released. And it is simply, as the title says, it, one day is one day. One day you're gonna reach what you want if you work towards it. One day is one day. And then the next one is Super Saiyan. I'm a massive Dragon Ball Z fan, always have been, always will be. And I just embodied Goku just going Super Saiyan in that track. And yeah, I also think it's underrated. I feel like the whole world needs to hear that track. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there one way or another, for sure. Yeah. Last track, I think Finger Lickin', which is a track that I recently released, and I didn't even come up with it. Was just because in the song I said Finger Lickin', and I was like, let's go with it, kind of thing. So yeah, no, I think that's kind of my top 3 tracks that I have released. Yeah. I do. I will say that I'm not a professional in any of these instruments, but I play a bit of piano, a bit of keyboard, guitar, ukulele. I am a walking drum box, I guess. So yeah, it's quite crazy. The kids at church call me Radio Face. I think I would like to expand on playing more instruments. But yeah, I'm just kind of focusing on my voice. My voice is kind of what I've been given, and I think if I put all my focus in my voice and with the beatboxing and things, like I'm just gonna be happy. And then at some stages I'll focus more on the complicated stuff with actual instruments. So yeah. Yo, bro, I have to say, those laptop bags are just, I love them so much. I've got the Volcano laptop bag. I've had it for about 3-4 years, and it's still doing me well. It's like every time I rock up at a gig or something like that, it's just such an elegant piece of carry-on that I bring with me. So it's very professional looking, and it's protective as well. I know all my gear is like protected in the bag. So I would have to say the bag, because it's where I keep all of my things, all of my equipment that is expensive equipment. And yeah, I think I have everything that I bought still, and it still works. So yeah, I'm stoked about that. Thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate the questions. Those were powerful questions. Thank you. Cool. Dope.